Greetings, greetings, and salutations, beautiful people in the beautiful, beautiful world. He is I am him, Zach Lattimer, Z-Lat, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to another segment of Right and Exact. First things first, let me give a shout out to a new nation and a shout out to you. Again, I can't thank you enough for tuning in and taking a little time out of your day to join with me, huh? So let's jump into it. I want to talk about affirmations, okay? I want to talk about the steps to get to the affirmation. Now, if you really want to get deeper into this, I suggest you go to Enlightenment and Transformation. And you got to go on the podcast, though, I think, because I don't know if it's on YouTube. But go to the podcast and scroll all the way down to November 2014, and you'll see Chief goes into this way deeper than what I'm about to right now. I'm just pick out some of the points, echo it, because I think it really needs to be shared. So your affirmations, all right? Your affirmations are going to be your third step in the steps that you need, that you should take to get to the final step is the affirmation, which is the manifestation, okay? So your first step, though, you have to deal with is the thought, right? Or the knowledge, because you want to go knowledge, you got wisdom, and you got understanding, right? Understanding is the manifestation. So let's deal with the knowledge first, which is the thought. You have to think. All right, now I'm not talking about you. I know a lot of people out there do not want to think, though, because thinking now becomes those little thoughts that keep floating in and out of your head, that you want to start building this house, you want to start doing something, and then they all keep fighting to be in front. They keep fighting for existence. Well, when they do that, now it's hard to put them in alignment. It's you got to command them, and you got to direct them where you want them to go. And this, which makes the thought so hard. So the thought piece really equals visualization, right? You have to visualize yourself. If you're starting to build a business, you want to start building a brand, you even want to start playing sports, all right? You got to start visualizing yourself. If you say that I'm the best basketball player to ever live, you got to visualize yourself being the best basketball player to ever live. You got to visualize yourself shooting the shot. You got to visualize yourself being out there and defending. You got to visualize yourself being great. You got to visualize, even if this business that you have to visualize it, all right? Put it in that thought form and visualize it so you can start to manifest. Now, this is what I want you to know too now. The key component, key component to this is faith, okay? You got to have faith. And we already know we don't want to deal with the hope. We don't want to deal with the belief, because when we're dealing with hope and belief, then those are both products of anxiety. And we don't want to deal with that. We want to deal with the faith. Faith is a knowing. You have to know that when I step out on the court, I'm going to be that guy. When I step out into this business, or when I start opening this business, or when I start doing whatever it is that I'm visualizing that I'm going to do, that all the tools that I need, that are necessary, they will be there. And I'm not going to hope that maybe they show up one day. I'm not going to believe that it's all going to come together. I will have faith, and I will know that it will be there. Okay? Then, which goes into your next step, which is, after the knowledge, you got to get the wisdom. The wisdoms become the feelings to it, all right? And this is very key, very key. You got to feel the good, you got to feel the bad, and you got to feel the ugly that comes along with this, with the visualization. So now you got to feel, what is it going to feel like if I want to be the best player, basketball player, whatever it is? What's it going to feel like when I have to get up at 6 a.m.? What's it gonna feel like when I have to shoot 1,000 shots from one side, go to the other side and shoot another 1,000, go to the other side and shoot another 1,000, right? What's that gonna feel like to my body? What's it gonna feel like when I have to get up and keep going, or in this business and it's snowing outside, or it's cold and it's raining? What is it gonna feel like when I have to do that? What's it gonna feel like when I'm a little sick and I know that all I can depend on right now is me, so I have to go open this business up? What is that gonna feel like? You really have to visualize. You really have to put yourself in every situation possible. You have to have a great imagination when it comes to this, so you actually know exactly what you're getting yourself into, and you can already feel it. What's it going to feel like when somebody comes into my business and they are fulfilled with the products that you give them? What's that going to feel like? Well, you go through the whole gamut. Have a great imagination with this, and then you can go to the last step, which is the manifestation, which is the child, right? Which is the understanding. And then you can start to affirm what you have already built, okay? Now, a thing that you need to know now with all of this as well is your emotions and your actions should or your movements and your actions and your should all be aligned with your affirmations. Okay, and if they're not aligned with your affirmations, it's not going to work. Okay, so what do I mean by this? I mean that if you say, I will not take another drink of alcohol, I will not take another drink of alcohol, right? And you're affirming this. Well, if you somehow find yourself in a liquor store every day, or if you somehow find yourself just moseying down the doggone aisle of the liquor aisle in the grocery store or in any other store, guess what? You're probably going to succumb to your temptations of walking down because your actions are not lining up with your doggone affirmations, right? So if you should be living a life that is life affirming. Your movement should match. All right. So if you say you're going to do this, if you say you're going to put this business together, then your actions should match it. If you say that you're going to be a great player, you're going to be great this or great that, your movement should match your affirmations. And if they don't match your affirmations, then it's not going to work. Now, and then the other thing you need to make sure you don't skip steps 1 and 2 is because you can affirm something and you may get it. But if you're not ready for what you have affirmed, you're not going to want it. That's because you skip step 1 or step 2. You have to make sure that you go through these proper steps in order to, then once you start to get the manifestation of it, then you are able to handle what you have affirmed, okay? But it's like a building. If you're building a building, and affirm means to firm or strengthen, okay? So if we're going to firm or strengthen, you have to, and you already have a building that you built, you already built it, you're just firming it up, you're strengthening it, right? Which is your affirmations. But you have already went through the steps of the thought, you went through the steps of the wisdom, and then the understanding, which is your affirmations. Make sure you take steps 1, 2, so you can get to 3, all right? That's a key component. Make sure you put all of them together. I will that you got something out of this. I will that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out. Deuces.